The San Antonio Spurs may have just pulled off one of the greatest tank jobs in the history of the NBA.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
The San Antonio Spurs made the NBA playoffs a record 22 years in a row, and during this time they won 5 NBA Finals. At the end of this run, though, some of their current roster was getting a bit older, such as veterans as LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay, and Patty Mills, and their younger players hadn't quite developed yet, such as DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Warner, and Jakob Poeltl. The 2019 season, the Spurs finished 32-39, but they showed promise in the bubble where they went 5-2 in games that mattered. So it made sense to keep the roster together and do it again next year. Unfortunately for the Spurs and San Antonio Spurs fans, that good bubble play did not carry over into the next season. Things got bad enough to the point where LaMarcus Aldridge was waived from the Spurs on March 25th, 2021, and the Spurs finished 33-39. The 2-year tank seeds were now planted. The Spurs will move on from veterans Patty Mills and Rudy Gay in free agency, and on August 11, 2001, they would trade their only All-Star, DeMar DeRozan, to the Chicago Bulls and start loading up on draft capital. Then a very unexpected move came on February 10, 2022, when the Spurs traded Derek White to the Boston Celtics. Many fans, and myself included, thought that Derek White was part of the Spurs' future. He would now be part of the Spurs' past. The team would load up on draft picks and would finish 34-48. It would be very competitive at times, but in the end, it was another losing season. The Spurs would be loaded up on draft picks, and in the next draft, they would draft
Jeremy Sohan from Milton Keynes, England, and Baylor University. Malachi Branham from The Ohio State University. Blake Wesley from the University of Notre Dame.
All who have turned out to be quality players in one way or another. After the draft, the full tank was in, and a very unexpected move again happened for our San Antonio Spurs when on June 30th, 2022, the San Antonio Spurs would trade DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks.
Just how much they got in return for Murray. 3 unprotected first-round picks and a pick swap.
Many fans, and again, myself included, thought DeJounte would be one of the cornerstone pieces of the franchise moving forward. The Spurs decided it was time to move on and go into full tank mode. But the tank was not done there, as on February 9th, 2023, they would trade Jakob Poeltl back to the team that drafted him, the Toronto Raptors. Also, at that time, they also traded Josh Richardson for more and more picks. The tank was fulfilled. The Spurs would end up being the 3rd worst team in the NBA, finishing with a 22-60 record. The last time the San Antonio Spurs were the 3rd worst team in the NBA.
With the first pick in the 1997 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Tim Duncan from Wake Forest University.
And a dynasty was born. Well, it turns out lightning would strike twice, because on May 16th, 2023,
and that means that the number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
The San Antonio Spurs won the lottery and got the number 1 pick overall in this coming NBA draft. Who are they going to draft? The biggest prospect to enter the NBA draft in 20 years since LeBron James. If Victor Wembanyama turns out to be the player that many analysts think that he is going to be, the Spurs would have been pretty much in full tank mode for only 2 years, and they may turn their franchise around as early as this coming season. Quite simply put, the perfect tank.